Hello, this is Willie Faye. Today I am going to show you how to make this flower, okay? I've got this actually attached to something, so that's what you see underneath. I'm going to show you just how to make the flower. And so let's get started with that. I'm going to be using an acrylic. This is a worsted weight acrylic from Yarn Bee. And then I'm also going to be using some leftover mustard polyester from Yarn Bead as well. I will tell you that if you like the polyester feel, it is quite nice to work with. Lion Brand also makes one called Feels Like Butter. It's really nice as well. We're going to start with this. You can make a magic circle if you want. My method is to go with a slip knot. Okay, and then I go and just chain one. Now I want to make sure that I have plenty of lead on this, which I do, as you can see. And then I'm going to chain one, as I said, all right? And then I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook, and into the first chain, which was our slip knot, I am going to do a half double crochet stitch. That first one is always a bit of a booger. Once you get that one done, it should be pretty easy. Okay, so there you go, half double crochet. So now we're going to have a total of 12, so we're going to do 11 more. There's 2, 3, 4, and we've got a hair in the way, so let me just pull that out. 5, 6, get some more yarn. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And when you finish doing your 12 half double crochets, you want to take that tail that you had and you want to just pull it and draw it up. Okay, now before we close it up all the way, I like to go into the very first stitch that we did. Just go through both. Okay, there we go. Do a slip stitch, and then go ahead and just draw that up. Now sometimes you'll hear a little bit of a pop. I haven't heard one there. That's okay. We'll just get it as tight as we can. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, just a little more of this, that tail out of the way. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to snip that off, pull this up, tighten it down, cinch it down. Now sometimes this will start to open up a bit right there in the center, see? So I like to give it just another little pull to make sure it's as tight as it can be, all right? And then we're going to knot it. Just to make sure that it doesn't work loose, okay? And then I am going to clip that short. Move all my other yarns out of the way. We are finished with black. Now on this, let's see if I can get this light a little better, okay? On this, you've got one side that's got the knot on this side. If you turn it over, it's perfectly flat. That's the side that you want to be working. So if you've knotted it, there's knot on this side, we're going to ignore that. Don't worry, that'll get covered up as we go, okay? So we've got 2 sides here. Now, this may be mirrored. Let me see if I can get it to go back. No, it's not going to let me do that on this particular one. So what we got, this is our right side over here, okay? And this is our left side over here. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go up under with my black hook. I'm going to go back under there, all right? I'm actually going to use the 4mm. Go up under there. And I'm going to pull this yarn through like this. Then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into the exact same stitch again. Make sure that this tail that you're adding is underneath, on top of your hook, okay? That you catch it. And I'm going to pull that back through and complete a single crochet. Now, if you're in the UK, that's a double crochet, but for the US, that is a single crochet, okay? So that's going to be our first stitch. That's going to be stitch number 1. So into the next one, we're going to do 2, and we're going to go up under the loops, and we're going to do 2 in that 1 stitch. And then, and I just like to kind of make sure it's all drawn up good. Then in the third one, we're going to do 1. And then in this one, we're going to do 2. So that will be a total of 6 stitches so far. So we have 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? So that's a total of 6 stitches. Okay, so we're just going to continue all the way around. 1, 2, okay, just checking to make sure we're on track. 1 and 2. And finally we get that tail covered up there. And let's just count real quick to make sure we're on track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to put 2 in that one, so that'll be 12. And you always, when you do double, that should be divisible by 3, okay? So this will be 13, 14, 15. Okay, 16. And then do this one. Get it up under there. 17, 18. Okay, now we are going to come over to this one, back over to that first stitch, okay? And we are going to slip stitch it closed, right? Now we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to skip a stitch, and we are going to slip stitch into. We're going to skip one and slip stitch into the next one. Okay, then we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a stitch, slip stitch into the next one. So it'll always be the second chain from your hook that you slip stitch into. Okay, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way around. Skip a stitch. Second chain from hook, we'll do a slip stitch. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a stitch. Second chain from hook, do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a stitch. Second chain from hook, do a slip stitch. Now there should be 9 of these total when we're done. Skip a stitch, do a slip stitch. 5. Skip a stitch, do a slip stitch. I'm working at an odd angle here, so it makes it really hard to be slick, but just bear with me. And this will be the last one, and we're going to skip a stitch and slip stitch into this one, which will be right where we started, okay? Righty. So if you aren't, slip stitching right where you started, then you've got too many stitches, you've done your count wrong. It's really important that you have 12 of these, 18 of these, and then we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those, okay? Now, we did the slip stitch right here, and we've somehow gotten knocked off. There we go, we're right back. Okay, so we're going to do 5 double crochet into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we've done our 5 double crochet, we are then going to go, and you need to pay close attention here, we're going to slip stitch. Do you see right here where our first set of stitches was? In this little kind of V shape here where those 2 legs meet this, you're going to put a single crochet into that spot. Not a single, slip stitch into that spot. Okay. So we've got 5 double crochet to recap and a slip stitch into this spot. All right, so now we are going to do 5 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we are going to slip stitch. So again, See, I'm kind of pulling it apart here, right there in that spot. Okay, so we're going to do a slip stitch. All right, now we're going to do 5 double crochet. 1. We're doing that into the chain space. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again right here in this spot right here we do a slip stitch. Oop. Okay, make sure that's secure. So we're going to continue to do that all the way around. Okay, so now I have come to the very last one. I have done 5 double crochet in each one of these, okay? And when I get to the very last one, I just do the exact same thing. I go into that same spot, all right? Now we have slip stitch there, and this is where we started, so it's just like before. We're going back to the same spot, and we do a slip stitch. Now we are going to chain 2, and we're going to clip our yarn. We're going to pull that out. I'm going to cinch it down. Okay, now I am doing a new pattern that will appear on Ravelry. You can go check out my butterfly or my skyline on Ravelry right now. It's under Woolly Faye. And you know, every visit and like and love and purchase is much appreciated. But this will be part, and we've twisted again. This will be part of a new pattern that I'm doing. Flowers are fairly simple, so I'm not giving anything away. But if you are just going to use it for your own, you can attach it by taking your yarn needle and, you know, attaching it to whatever you want to. Also with these, you know, you can just leave those when you attach it, or if you need to, you can clip them off. Now mine won't be exposed, but you can just clip them off real close there. And as you can see, you know, the same with this. You can weave this in. I'd weave it in, you know, down here low around the yellow, but it can also be clipped off as well. So this is a really easy pattern. They're fairly quick, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe and visit my store. And also, you can find me on Woolly Faye, WOOLLYFAE, on WordPress.com, or visit me on Facebook at the Woolly Faye store. Thank you.